wear my sunglasses.
Well, David, you predicted Molinari and Guo in the final.
No, but Jaelyn Liu earned her place atop the podium piece for this gold medal match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final Junior Women's Individual Point of the Wuxi 2025 Junior and Cadet Fencing World Championships starts now.
女士们、先生们，2020世界青少年推荐锦标赛青年运动花剑个人决赛现在开始。
Let's welcome the athletes and referees.
让我们欢迎运动员入场。
Screen parts, and out they come. Matilde Molinari of Italy, Jaelyn Liu of the USA. I think I know what we're going to see from Jaelyn Liu, but I think the big question here is Matilde Molinari. Because she struggled in her semifinal.
She did struggle. That could have just been a matchup also. You know, sometimes you have a tough matchup for her.
Well, so did Tolba. You know?
Yeah, same thing. Let's see. Molinari's quite taller than Liu. Obviously, she's a longer distance. Let's see if she can use that to her advantage. But I have to say, Liu's defense back at the end of her side of the piece, she's comfortable there.
Well, our officiating crew for this gold medal match, referee Huang Haoqi of Taipei, Pablo Acevedo of Panama, our video referee, Victoria Mentor of Australia, Wang Li of China, our assessors, our floor judges. And a point, I think a really important point that you made in the semifinal was how, as far as target is concerned, with the left-handed Molinari, 1/3 of her target is off target.
You can't hit her to the point.
No.
Yeah, some fencers just protect it or have a natural on guard there where there's nothing to hit.
This gold medal match is underway.
Liu thinks that was her. She thought she beat the blade there, not challenging it. And you know something? Probably the right thing to do. Save it for a later part of the bout.
Lovely attack there from Molinari. And Jaelyn Liu surrenders a weapon. And it's Wang Li of China, who supplies her with her choice. Masquire had come unstuck. Molinari. Molinari gets a Lovely counterattack, just as Liu didn't even get a full step forward, right to the shoulder.
And this is the opposite that we saw in the semis for Liu, where she had, right out of the gate, she was up on Guo and the entire bout. Now it's the other way around. She played defense. She was comfortable in defense. She didn't have to attack. Now she's going to have to start taking some risks on the attack.
You know the Italians saw that.
Yeah. And you add to that Guo and Liu were basically the same size. Molinari is almost, much taller, head taller, long distance.
Oh my.
Talk about using the distance. Liu's going to have to get closer by taking the blade. Cannot attack on an open distance without taking the blade.
Made it work that time.
It did work that time. Liu thought she hit on the attack before the parry. She really believes that she should challenge it. She's looking at the coach and she won't. She's going to have trouble getting back into this bout in the middle of the piece. What a huge advantage for Molinari. With her distance length right now, to have a lead like this.
She doesn't have to get up in her face.
No, and Liu's going to have to take all sorts of risks in the middle, and you can see she has not been successful. She has an uphill battle right now.
There he can just stand back, draw the attack.
And don't give the blade to Liu. It's a nice one. Liu should let this go to the break. No more touches needed here. Need to regroup.
And we go to our first 1-minute break in this gold medal match. And a pretty dominant performance there from Matilde Molinari. What can Jaelyn Liu do?
She's going to have to push in stages, try to push Molinari to the back of the end of her piece where that negates her length advantage. Then she's going to have to take the blade or take the blade by drawing Molinari's attack out at the end. The key so far here is that Molinari got the upper hand early. And once she got the upper hand early, it's a huge advantage for her because she's so much longer. She can keep a longer distance, and it forces Liu to take risks in the middle of the piece, which is not to her advantage.
Okay, as we come to the end of this break, I want to see if we get the bottle stacking. Right in the same place, same order. With the towel on top.
Not exactly as neat under our broadcast table. Okay, this is good for Liu. She took a break. She got some coaching. She has a game plan. We saw Toba, the new world champion, have a game plan at the break and everything changed. Let's see if it happens for Liu. So part of me says Molinari doesn't have to take that risk, but part of me says that Liu's probably not expecting it, so it's a surprise tactic as well to attack when she doesn't really have to.
Molinari's got a pretty deadly counterattack, and Liu's going to have to do something, and she'll get one of those, and maybe she can build herself back into this match.
Well, if Molinari keeps getting a little too close in the middle like that, that will give Liu a chance to do what she just did, was attack. Longer distance for Molinari.
As Molinari turned and looked to see exactly where she was on the warning track. And Perry right, the post off target.
Tactical error here by Molinari with this pushing here. She almost got hit on the riposte before. She's too close. Now she got hit on the attack. And you know something? It doesn't feel like 7-4. It seems like it's all Molinari, but somehow 7-4, it's still a ball game here. And I think maybe a slight tactical error by Molinari. Initially I said the attack is a surprise tactic, but she doesn't have to do that. Why is she pushing so much now? Let Liu come to you where you've been successful.
Exactly. Because that created a lot of difficulties for her in the first semifinal for Molinari.
Yeah.
Trying to do the close quarter stuff.
Attack from the right. Jaelyn Liu has made this back into a bout. Didn't feel like it early, and she's doubling down, is Molinari, on the tactics that haven't been working. Unbelievable. Going right into Liu's strength, which was her defense, which we saw against Jessica Guo.
Exactly.
Now it's a coin flip here, and this is all about a tactical error by a fencer that had a huge lead that started doing something she didn't have to do, which is attack. Spring in the step for Liu.
Again, Molinari getting in there where she shouldn't be.
You could feel a little momentum on Liu. You could feel You could feel her legs are a little hoppier right now. Was it 7-2 or 7-1? It was at least 7-2.
Yeah. 7-2.
7-2. Again, pushing. Well, if she scores one here. Counter riposte. It's a counter riposte from the right. That's the way I saw it. And if that's the case, Liu ties it up. And if she ties, let's see what it is. Parry. Nope, that could this could go the other way. On that review, it could go the other way. Let's see.
Giving it a good long look.
Without the review, it just felt like it was two blade actions there, and I felt it was for the right. On the review, it looked like it might have been for the left. Let's see.
Chi coming back.
And it's 7-7. Okay, Liu has climbed up all the way up the hill to tie it. Then this one is the next most important one, because if you don't get over the hump, sometimes you don't get a second chance. Two blade actions, beat attack from Liu and a riposte from Molinari. Let's see. Beat. Oh, it's the end of the action. We couldn't see it there.
No.
But I will say this. Liu almost dislocated both shoulders when she went for the video motion there, because she went for it right away. They're coming back quickly, which tends to make me think they're not going to change it. His mic was off, but it called the riposte.
Yeah.
Okay, Liu is frustrated. She thinks it's hers. Might have been hers. Doesn't matter if it's hers. She needs now to refocus right now, because if she's still thinking about that call on the next action, it will be 9-7 before she knows what hit her.
And Wang Haoqi signaled to Liu that she has one video remaining. And time will run out in this second period, but strong period for Jaelyn Liu.
So I'm not going to say it happens all the time. That was a great comeback, by the way. When fencers expend all that emotional and physical energy to try to get up and tie the score, sometimes if they don't get over the hump and take the lead, it goes the other direction. And that's what's happened here. She went from 2-7 to 7-7, didn't get the next action, and the key for her is to stay in it right now. If Molinari keeps pushing the way she does, she's at risk. It was very unsuccessful.
Well, USA coach has got a lot to say. Here we go. Third and final period in this gold medal match. 8-7.
Liu needed that minute break mostly to forget about the call that she didn't get that eighth touch, 'cause I think that was bothering her. Test the weapon. If it works, it's good. If it's dead, it's annulled. Beat. Beat. Attack. Can Liu take her first lead?
If he pulls halt, pulls him apart. I was just about to say, Jaelyn Liu's using her distance well,
Perfectly.
pieced well, her footwork.
That's really the first one that Molinari busted through, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Very, very riposte off target.
and I think Liu was a little bit over anxious there. She got plenty of time, only down by one. Set it up, don't rush it. I like Molinari's tactic here, right? To stop attacking for a while. You have the lead. Referee says Liu stepped forward and stopped, and Molinari made the attack. This is the final. Let's take a look. It's hard to get the feel there. We came in right at the very last part of that action.
I believe, yeah, this is Liu's last challenge.
Yep. I gotta believe this is Stetton. They came right back.
Attack of fair left.
I was just about to say, I'm loving Molinari's tactics right now of not pushing it, but Liu picked her off there very nicely. I think she might have hit her on the flank, believe it or not, too, the closed target. Another attack by Liu. So Molinari may be a little passive there. Maybe she has to push a little bit, but not necessarily overcommit. And Liu is like Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the hill. Will she finally get over the top?
Level at 10.
Molinari a little lucky there because Liu had the attack. Missed.
Mary coming off to straighten her weapon and probably think for a couple of seconds here.
My prediction is because she has been hit on a couple of attacks and missed, on the last one Liu missed, I think Molinari is going to try to have to be a little bit more active offensively. Liu looking for her first lead of the bout.
It's the parry. We're post off target.
Molinari, you can see looking over at the coach. She knows it. Liu is starting to get closer. She's hit off target a few times now. Counter riposte from the right off target. Inside the last minute, feel the tension in the room.
Yeah.
You know why the attack passed? She went to the closed target, that outside target there, that there is no target. Oh, Molinari gave it right back. Okay, Liu tied it at 8. She tied it at 10. She tied it at 11. Can she get the first lead ever? And she does. And Molinari now with the counterattacks. She's got one of them, but she's getting out hit 2-1. She can't do that anymore. And now the tactic that didn't work for her, that let Liu back into the bout, was when Molinari pushed when she didn't have to.
Yeah.
Now she's behind and she has to.
Oh, Molinari was in a real spot of bother there.
It's the riposte. You saw Molinari said feint attack. There's a beat. Well, there was a blade meeting. Let's see how this is called.
Yeah.
That's a toughie. Big difference between 12-12 and 11-13. That's for sure.
Yep.
This ref has not reversed any calls so far, and they're coming back quickly, which leads me to think he's not going to reverse this either. Parry riposte, 13-11, and now Molinari must commit 21 seconds left. Well,
Make that 17.
I didn't have that on my bingo card with Liu having to attack like that. Still time for Molinari.
She's got to be quick about it. 8.80 seconds. Broken weapon.
This is actually good for Molinari. Takes a breather. Maybe the coach can say something over there. She is. Looking over at the coach. You see that. Molinari needs a quick one here. And Liu is within one. What if a turn in this match? That would have counted for Liu, but she missed. Well, they used to say only one at a time you deal with your fences. Right now, I think she needs like 3 at a time.
0.36 seconds remaining. I'm afraid this is done and dusted. It is. Well, an amazing performance from Jaelyn Liu, and she's our 2025 Junior Women's Foil World Champion. Well, that's 2, 4, 6. Oh, 2, 4, 5, 6,
7. There's 7.
And 3 of them are gold medals.
Yeah.
Wow. Silver medal for Matilde Molinari, and
there were two different bouts there. Molinari dominated the first half. Looked like she was cruising to the championship. And you know something? You really don't want to criticize fencers. You know, it's not really not my job to do that. But the bottom line is, at 7-2, she started attacking willy-nilly, and she let Liu back into the bout. With the way she was successful on defense, and Liu couldn't get through, and you're up 7-2, she let her back into the bout and paid the ultimate price.
Well,